Hello everyone, it is the Gaming Weasel with my beginner guide for 2022. So, I've done a beginner guide, a really good one, I think, at least last year, almost, well, it's been 1 year and 4 days from today, and I decided to do a new updated one with some new tips and tricks, better audio, and just, I guess, a smoother flow to the actual video. So, once you start up Warframe, you're gonna have a little cinematic. You're gonna have 3 Warframes to choose from Mag, Volt, and Excalibur. This choice of Warframe is definitely a free choice. Choose whichever Warframe you think is gonna be the best. I'm not gonna give you any recommendations here because you can get all 3 Warframes sooner or later down the line. I personally picked Excalibur because he seemed the most fun in my opinion, and I turned out to be right about that, so yeah. But Mag and Volt are very good Warframes as well. So, what are Warframes? Warframes are characters that you're going to be playing inside of the game. There's loads of Warframes. There's, I think, around 45 Warframes inside of the actual game. Also, there are primed Warframes and weapons that are basically better versions of the default Warframes and or weapons. So, Warframes are characters. They have 4 abilities. The abilities are dependent, of course, on the Warframe, and every single ability is unique in their own way. They have a specialization. They're going to be your damage dealing abilities, healing abilities, support abilities, crowd controlling, and so on and so forth. There are many different variants, and you can increase the effectiveness of those abilities with mods. Mods are gathered by playing missions, killing enemies. They are dropped by enemies as well. They're showing caches that look something like in this picture of the mod right here. And you can gather all of these mods just by playing the game or trading with other players. So, that's how you increase the effectiveness of mods and, abilities and weapons. There are, of course, some abilities, for primaries, for example, like, let's say, Sinister Reach with Beam Length. We have Cleanse Infested, for example, damage to infested enemies. We have, let's say, Blaze, which increases the damage of shotguns and increases and adds heat damage. There are, of course, 4 basic elements: heat, toxin, cold, and electricity, which can be combined into secondary elemental abilities like viral, gas, corrosive, I'm trying to think of blast, and then we have magnetic and radiation. So you can combine 4 of those, and you can get those secondary ones by combining the primary ones, which I just named. But we're not going to be going into that. I have a separate video on that as well, and if not, I think I actually don't, I'm probably going to make one. So there you go. Weapons. How do you get weapons inside of the game? And how do you get Warframes? Well, you have to go here into your orbiter, go to the market. Now, for me, it's currently not showing a lot of these things because I actually don't know why. But you can purchase weapons for credits, or you can purchase their blueprints for credits by clicking on the weapon and going and buying the blueprint, and it's going to show you what materials and or other weapons that you're going to need. On here you can see the stats of the weapons, pretty basic and simple, and basically Warframes is the same principle. Click on Warframes. Let's say I want to get Hydroid. This is what Hydroid looks like. I'm gonna buy the blueprint, and then as you can see, every single Warframe apart from maybe 2 Warframes has 3 basic components, which is the neuroptics, chassis, and the systems. Now, these parts for Warframes can be gathered by killing bosses. Now, every single Warframe is different, or you need to kill bosses. Maybe you're gonna get it through a quest or some other means that you can get those parts. Those parts, of course, require resources, which, as I said, are acquired by playing missions. So, that's how you get Warframes, and that's how you get yourself weapons. Of course, you have primaries, secondaries, and melee weapons. The minimum amount of weapons you can run with is 1 weapon, so you can run or with a primary, secondary, or a melee weapon, but I prefer you run with all 3 as a beginning player. Going on, right here on the left side, you're going to find the codex. Here you're going to find quests, you're going to find companions, objects, warframes and vehicles, weapons, and stuff like that. Quests are very good. There you're going to find out more about the lore of Warframe. I prefer you do them because these quests are very interesting. You might get some free stuff from them. You might get free Warframes. Like, for example, Sands and Inaros quest, you will get the Inaros Warframe. Octavia's Anthem, you will get Octavia's Blueprint, for example, which is another Warframe. Same goes for Hidden Messages, and so on and so forth. I don't want to spoil much, but yeah, there you go. Now you know. You can get, as I said, not all blueprints of Warframes are available through the market. Some are gathered by doing quests. So, that is it. You also have like a training course here, which you can do and, you know, read about that a little bit more. You can look up damage, you can look crafting and foundry, upgrades, advanced melee, the basics and so on, and you also have mission types and what those mission types are. So, the foundry. The foundry is located in the lower part of your orbiter, and here you can make everything that you possibly need to make. Your warframes, your primaries, your secondaries, archwings, which are jetpacks basically in space. Jetpacks, yeah, pretty cool, pretty cool. So yeah, you can craft stuff there, and you can build components and some other cool stuff. Now, credits and platinum is shown in your top right corner. Credits is the main currency that you're mostly going to be buying everything with. So Warframe, Warframe blueprints, Warframe parts, then buying mods maybe. Actually, no, not buying mods, definitely. Upgrading mods, that's a different story. You can upgrade mods with these, and basically everything is done with credits. Platinum is a currency that you have to pay for or trade with other players to get. If you want to pay for platinum, what I recommend, every single day that you log in inside a Warframe, you have a chance, a small one, of getting a 75% discount, or a 50 or a 25 on Warframe Platinum. So if I were you, I would wait for the 75% discount and then get yourself some platinum. Now with platinum you can basically buy anything basically. So you can trade with other players and buy some mods or maybe some primed weapons and warframes that you need by just paying platinum for them. You can also buy pre-built warframes and weapons, which I do not recommend. If a warframe is very, very difficult to get, then yeah, sure, cough up the platinum, and plus if you have loads of platinum, yeah, then sure do it. But I prefer grinding more of my stuff anyway. But recently, I usually buy most of my stuff with platinum because, you know, I'm an older player, I have a lot of stuff, and I don't really, you know, need to grind it out. I prefer making videos on stuff as well. So that is basically it for that part. You have syndicates. You have 3 syndicates. So you have 6. You can pick one where you want to join. It is really not that important which one you choose, honestly. My main one is the parent sequence, but you can choose whichever one you see fit, whichever one you like, and I guess like the look of. So that doesn't matter at all. Syndicates are pretty cool ways of, for example, earning platinum, which I made a video on, which you can check out on my channel. You can get some cool augment mods for your warframes. You can get armor sets. You can get weapons and loads of cool stuff from there. So that is that, and we have the navigation, which is going to be your main hub where you're going to access missions. As you can see, you have loads and loads of planets here and places to go. If you are wondering, there are 3 open worlds inside of Warframe. One is on Earth, which is Cetus is the main hub. Plains of Eidolon is the open world, and right here on the Plains of Eidolon you can do bounties, which you can acquire by going into Cetus, and you can get also some cool weapons, mods, warframe parts from there. The second open world is on Venus. The hub is Fortuna, and Orbivalis is the open world. Third one is going to be on Deimos. The Necrolis is the main hub, and the Cambion Drift is the open world. Same principle for all 3. You have bounties that you can do. You have special, I guess, syndicates, sort of in a way, that you can earn standing by and doing some cool stuff. But I'm not going to really talk about those because Some of them a little bit spoilery, especially on Earth, because it, yeah, not gonna talk about that one. But yeah, you can go and do those. Try to unlock as many planets as you possibly can. I would prefer on your first couple of days, like your first 3 or 4 days playing Warframe, at least get to Jupiter or maybe even Saturn. That's going to be very good. The way that I would go if I was a new player is Earth, Venus, Mercury. Then complete all of the nodes. So, for example, let's go on Mercury, Apollodorus, Laurus, Terminus, Brothinus. Every single one of these dots is called a node. Completing these nodes will increase your mastery rank, which I'll talk about in a second. And once you completed all these nodes on, for example, Mercury, Venus, and on Earth, then go on to Mars, go on to Deimos, go on to Phobos, go on to Ceres, and so on and so forth, all the way around until you go here and go to Sedna, which is, I think, the last planet. No, it's actually not the last planet, but the Void is going to be the last place that you're going to go. So, there you go. Those are nodes and those are planets. There are 3/4 main factions that you're going to face off against. You have the Corpus, which have shields and health. You have the Grineer, which have armor and health. And you have Infested, which are basically just health. And you also have the Corrupted, which are inside of the Void, which have armor and health. I'm not going to be talking about that in depth. But you can check out the codex thing that I showed you a couple of minutes ago and see what that all is about. So, 4 different enemy types, mainly 4 different enemy types. There are more that appear later on, but not gonna spoil anything. Yeah, you also have little hubs called relays on some of the planets, and you can access those relays by just playing and going to them. And these relays, you might have a chance that someone who is master rank 30 and above might bless you with a little bit of a booster, which I'll talk about in a second. And yeah, basically that is it. You can access some Syndicate stuff as well and some other cool knickknacks and cool things, but you have to complete some quests for that inside of those relays. Katir is a trader that comes along every second Friday, and he sells some cool stuff, and he will come to a random relay on the star chart. So this is the base star chart. We also have the Steel Path star chart, which, as you can see, it says 100 levels increase, 250% to health, shields, and armor, but 100 extra percent to mod drop chance and resource drop chance. So there you go. That's something, but that is going to be unlocked later down the line, so you don't have to worry about that much. So I talked about nodes, I talked about those. Now I wanted to quickly say what boosters are. You can acquire boosters for platinum. There are 4 types. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 4. You have the affinity one, which increases affinity, is basically sort of XP inside of Warframe. You have the credit booster, which of course credits, pretty plain and simple. You have a resource booster that doubles every resource you pick up, and a drop chance booster, which increases the chances of a rare resource dropping. So basically that is it. I just wanted to say that everything that a player who doesn't pay a cent inside of Warframe, everything can be gathered up pretty easily. So every Warframe weapon or anything can be gathered by a player who doesn't spend $1 on the game. The only thing that Platinum does is you can buy cosmetics. Some cosmetics can be obtained, of course, by playing the game, doing some missions, doing some stuff. But mostly cosmetics are locked behind sort of a Platinum paywall. But cosmetics, they don't increase any stats. They don't do anything except make your Warframe and or weapons look cooler. The Platinum is really good for making stuff a little bit faster and easier, but it is not necessary to have. So, Mastery Rank, I talked about that in a second. Mastery Rank is the rank inside, I guess it is basically your Mastery Rank. I mean, it's self-explanatory. Mastery rank is increased by leveling up more weapons, warframes, your pets and sentience, and basically that is the way you increase your mastery rank. The more you increase your mastery rank, the more weapons you will be able to use and play with, the more warframes you'll be able to play with, and the more cool and useful features will be unlocked by the higher mastery rank you get. Now, I wouldn't rush mastery rank if I were you, maybe till like 12 or 13, 14. Then 16, I guess, is the cap where I would rush it, because after 16, there's nothing that is sort of locked for you. Everything else is basically increasing your daily standing cap and your trading capacity. So as you can see, I'm mastery rank 27 and my daily standing cap is 29,500. So there you go. And basically that is it. Now, what else would I recommend? Pressing T will unlock and show you unlock chats. So you have your clan chat, which I'll talk about in a second, alliance, region, recruiting, and trading. In trading chat, you can find and sell stuff that you need. In recruiting, you will see people offering up, as you can see right here, clan is recruiting, storm rank 10, small clan, so on and so forth. People looking to play some missions as well. You can also find people in region chat that maybe help you or play with you, and same goes with alliance. So clans. As I said, go into recruiting and find yourself a clan as soon as you possibly can. Clans usually even accept mastery rank 0, I guess, players, just people who start off the game. Inside of clans, you will be able to acquire weapons, warframes, some cool things called railjacks, which are basically fighter ships, so those are really cool as well. And yeah, you don't really have to, I guess, you don't really have to worry about that, but just find yourself a clan. You're also going to be able to trade easier with a clan instead of going to a hub, so you don't have to worry about that. So basically, that is it about chats. I would definitely, as I said, recommend you join a clan. Now, if you don't know, the matchmaking system inside of Warframe is that you can play a mission with a max of 4 players. There used to be a mission where you could play with more, but that's sadly out of the game. You can play most of the missions solo, you just have to be decent at some parts, but with most of the low tier missions, you're gonna play alone either way, so yeah. But other than that, you don't have to worry about that either way. The game is perfectly playable and doable solo without any issues. So, I'm thinking about what else to say without actually spoiling anything. What I would prefer you get is a Kubro and a Kavat. Kubros are dogs. There's a quest that you can do, so you don't have to worry about that. You're gonna get it anyway. I would prefer you get yourself a Smira Kavat. Now, Smira Kavat is a Kavat, a cat, that will give you a certain buff, if it's a resource buff, a critical chance buff, and some random buffs that are going to increase your efficiency sometimes. So, the Smira Kavat is the one that I run with. I never change out my pet from my Pajo the Pekar, which is basically in Serbian, Pajo as in a name, and Pekar is, I actually forgot how it's a baker, yes. So I basically never change her out, and I always keep her here, and that's going to be very cool. You can get these, you can get genetic imprints for Smita Kavats by, you can or buy it from other players, or you can scan wild Kavats inside of Deimos. But not the Cambion Drift, not the open world, just random missions like extermination, capture missions, and these random missions right here. So, I explained that. Let's get into Nightwave. Nightwave is basically a battle pass type of thing inside of Warframe. It goes from rank 0 to 30. Yes, from 0 to 30, and after that you're gonna get credits, basically. Not these kind of credits, but Nora's, for example, now it's called Nora's choice credits, and you have random missions, weekly, daily, and elite weeklies that you can complete that you gain standing. 10,000 standing, which is pretty easy to get without any issue. You increase your rank, and going down here into cred offerings, you're going to be able to buy yourself Orkin Catalysts, which will double the capacity, the mod carrying capacity of your weapon and or Warframe. So Orkin Catalysts are for weapons, Orkin Reactors are for Warframes. Apply Orkin Catalysts to weapons that you know you're going to keep and that you know that are good, so keep that in mind. You can buy different variants of helmets. So let me just show you a couple because it's not currently showing me. So these are some random helmets for random Warframes right here. So there you go. You can also buy some mods here as well. You can buy some weapons and some cool stuff like that. So and by the way, inside of the Nora's, I guess, Nightwave, or I guess Warframe's version of a Battle Pass, you don't have to pay anything. It's free. There's only one type of reward, and everybody can get it without paying $1 single. So there you go. That is basically it. I'm pretty sure I explained most of the things inside of this, inside of Warframe and this beginner part. Yeah. Basically, that is it. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys did, leave a like, a comment, and subscribe. I would greatly appreciate that. I'm really happy to make another beginner guide at almost exactly the same time as I did last year. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys did, as I said, a like, comment, and subscribe. It will mean a lot to me, believe me. And I'll see you guys on the next one. The Gaming Weasel, over and out.